Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Oshi Season 3, Episode 5.
Okay.
Oh boy!
Karu Kamiki.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I want him dead.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh
okay,
my god. And
so-
now he's
He's
like
here and he's making his moves again.
He's doing his stuff again.
Yeah.
And the white flowers being like a goddamn calling card. And just
it's
it's no.
gross. It's gross.
Oh no.
I don't like it.
And I also
like
kind
it.
of want to
It's
learn about him.
very
I kind of
tense and
want to know,
engaging,
like, what,
Yep.
what's his deal? Like, what's going on inside that head?
I am just very worried for a lot of our side characters now.
Yeah.
You know, like if they're in
Yeah.
that like main side character kind of position, they in trouble. Like there's the emotional damage to Kana because yes, Aqua now continuing to, have no contact after you had a bunch of contact that was very negative is definitely the thing to do. And then Akane just being the only person who knows his full goddamn name and he's already like approached you and sent calling card shit and all that.
Yeah, I hope that that's just a fun thing to basically have him be like bragging to himself, but he's not like targeting her specifically.
Right, but he could.
But he could be.
And then there's of course Memcho,
who
I feel like is the
she's quietly going to be suffering, and that's going to build until we realize that, hey, nobody's looking out for you.
And then she gets put out of her misery because, she is not the actual kid in this cast of kids. And so,
And then Ruby's just dancing amidst the fire and the flames, just being like, ha, I can't get burned.
I'm a teenager. I just figured out how to equivocate. I'm not doing anything that bad.
Oh, no. And then Aqua going from like,
I have finally found inner peace too.
Wait.
Oh no.
Oh no. Like, this is bad. Oh no, this is really bad.
Oh
my god, what's wrong with me? My god, what's wrong with me?
He was walking along the path of life peacefully. And then all of a sudden, a side door opens up. And it's this long slide that just spirals down. And you don't know where the end of it is. And I think he's about to take a ride.
Oh, okay. Yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
彼は愛の妊娠当時、15歳の中学生だった。姫川さんは彼が11歳の時の子供ってこと。すごい話。
Jeez.
この世界には美しいだけじゃない一面がある。死人の墓を暴くものじゃないってのはこういうことなのかな。アクア君が犯人にたどり着いたとしても彼を裁く方法がない。復讐をしようとするならばより直接的な
Or to try and set him up in such a way to commit another crime as an adult and then get him for that.
私だけでどうにかする。
No!
アクア君の人生を狂わせた真犯人。絶対に逃がさない。
No. Oh god. Be careful. If you ask too many questions specifically,
it'll get back to him.
最近歩き回ることが多くて疲れちゃった。
次の撮影入るまではオフだったよね。
Yeah, I've been busy doing just stuff.
ダイエットしてて。
どんな茜でも俺は好きだぞ。
アクア君と付き合ってよかった。
俺はお前と出会ってからずっと救われていた。
Oh. Well.
ダメなことはダメと言ってくれて少しずつ救われていた。
Well. She's dead.
Yeah.
俺はどうしたらいい？決めてくれ、茜。俺はこのまま何もかも忘れて幸せを目指してもいいのか？
Oh.
ダメだよ、アクア君。自分のことは自分で決める。
Yeah, good.
Otherwise it won't stick. When I die, it's not going to be your fault.
そうじゃない関係はただの依存だから。
Oh. Yes.
言ったはずだよ。アクア君の抱えてるものを一緒に背負いたいって。アクア君はまだお母さんの死にとらわれている。でもきっといつか解き放たれる日が来る。きっともうすぐだよ。
If he does say that he wants to find the guy and kill him, though, will you tell him you already know who he is?
どうしたの？生爪剥がされたような顔して。
Like a wet weekend. Oh
no.
誰これがムカつくとかコンプラ的にアウトな発言とか言っちゃいけないことてんこ盛りで当然ネットで大炎上しばらく活動
Well,
顔バレしちゃったならこの際 B 小町入っちゃえば
what?
せっかく顔も良くて話もうまいんだからいけると思うんだよね
I don't know.
あの子か別に反対はしないけどちょっと毒舌トークもいける枠で私とキャラが変わるな
Yeah. Could feel like a replacement. Yeah.
Damn.
B 小町の成功はルビーの力によるものだここしばらく役者としての仕事は取れてないこれが私のしたかったことなんだっけ私って
And this is probably something that people go
Remember
through
why?
regularly with idol groups.
Okay. Okay, just a friend
Alright.
in the acting industry, yeah.
私アイドル活動してるしこういう場にいるの良くないと思うんでこの辺で飲んでるアイドルなんて腐るほどいるじゃんうちらストレスやばい仕事
Oh.
何飲む
Oh.
ウーロン茶で
Oolong tea.
っていうかマコさん20歳になってましたっけ
This could be a setup to have
Yeah.
her have a controversy of some kind.
いただき
島君来た
おいっす
この人知ってる燃える体液とか女子の監督
Blazing fluids.
今年の映画賞も取った今一番勢いのある映画監督
Okay.
気に入られたら演技の仕事もらえるかもよ
Gotcha.
ずるい手かもしれないけど実際これが通用するのが日本の芸能界
Oh. Damn.
女子拝見させていただきましたとても素敵な映画で
そんな堅苦しい感じ
He can tell, like,
最近アイドルで売れてるんですよ
Right,
知ってます
right.
B 小町い
ああ知ってる
Ruby's group, right? Yeah.
え私はルビーのおまけみたいなものなんで
All this, like,
ある
social navigating the, like, fake
Yeah.
compliments
Gotta
and
get out of
just
here, girl.
self-deprecating stuff.
そうだよかったら LINE 交換しませんか
大丈夫だよ島間さん全然軽い人じゃないから
Huh.
I feel like if he wasn't, you wouldn't have to say that, but
I'm getting that little bit of, like,
どうしよう
that little bit of, like, it's a mixed vibe. It's not bad and it's not good. It's just,
right. It's this could theoretically be fine, but you know, the next time down the line or whatever.
yeah.
それあれでしょ事務所移籍したらアカウント使えなくなるやつそうやってタレントを囲い込むんだそうよちなみにあなたの名前は
Wow.
私の本名なのに
Terrifying.
Help! Help!
移籍してやる意味わかんない
言っておくけど大手の方が縛りきついわよ
Oh, God.
誰から連絡来てるか監視されたり
仮に清楚系なんてポジション与えられたら事務所は全力で男から引き剥がすしもし恋人ができようものならさりげなく破局するよう仕向けたりするわよ
Holy shit.
I mean-
事務所辞めたら契約で今までの活動を履歴書に書けない一部の企業 VTuber
Oh my god.
どうせ対策しても3年目あたりからやらかす子がバンバン出てくる
Just statistically, how much interactions you have.
みんなもう大人なんだしわきまえた恋愛ならこっちも口出ししない私たちにとって一番大事な仕事ってことだけは覚えておいて
Right, not protecting your hearts or your feelings, but
Yeah.
our talent. Yeah.
私だってもう18
Uh-huh.
自分のことは自分で判断
That's true. That's true. Yeah. And you do need more people in your life. You definitely
Yeah.
have isolated a little bit because, you know, well, another person in your life kind
But the
of.
thing is,
ハリウッドでは組合の規定を破れば組合が制作会社に罰金を請求してくれるオーディションで
Okay.
1時間待たされたら時給を請求するくらい役者を守ってくれる
Sick. That's actually pretty awesome.
yeah.
邦画は現場に予算が下りないからね映画会社の力が強い
Oh.
内部政治やら年齢やらコネや
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's a race to the bottom.
向こうみたいに組合監視のもとオーディションを実施すれば
Oh, so if we started a guild.
これじゃ役者は育たない
Wait,
Yeah, maybe.
could they like try and
I like a lot of the things that he's getting at. you know?
Right, and he can't get funding to do that.
Right, so
Yeah,
it's the hey, I need to basically get actors that are really good to join up with me so that we can do stuff that is different than the norm.
Yeah, preach! Yep!
The thing is, it would be so easy for this to pivot on a dime.
Yeah. Mm.
それって私を使ってくれるってことですか？
それはまだわからないけど。だからもっと君のことを知って
Oh.
君の奥底
Could theoretically be fun.
Yeah, no.
すみません、お時間の方が。
Right, the other girl was never gonna show up.
Nope, fuck this.
Yeah.
いえ、大丈夫です。
No, shit.
ここで大きな役を取って役者復帰の足。
And so in a lot of ways, she might even consent to this as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're smart, Kana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, she's lying through her teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she was just setting him up because, like, hey, this girl just turned 18. Oh my god.
Right.
She's got no gigs and stuff. You can.
Mm-hmm.
来ないかもしれませんね。
How do you know this is his office?
あれみんな帰った
Huh?
This isn't a-
Oh.
Oh, God.
やっぱりこのパターンか。
Yep.
しっかりベッドまであっ
Okay. So she's aware.
宮子さんに。
Absolutely. Oh my god. I don't like this.
Well, no, she's
お相手をできたなら。
Yeah.
she's aware that, yeah, if it happens.
Mm-hmm.
すみません、今日あの日なんで。てへ。
じゃあしゃあないね
この魔法の言葉で切り抜ける。
But if he's too drunk, then he'll, like.
Yeah.
安心してよ俺だってアホな
Oh. Okay.
いろいろわきまえている
Oh.
そうですよね。私なんかをそういう目で見たりしないですよね。
いやめちゃくちゃ見てるよ
He's. Okay, if he's being this.
奥さんいるんですよね。今の話聞いたらなんて言うか。
向こうも向こうで毎晩のように
Gotcha.
クリエイターってなんでこう常識
Yeah.
存在しない。
Yeah.
Well, and also, you can't trust the person's word on that.
自分で考えて自分を大切に
He's basically saying, no, it is quid pro quo.
君に損はさせない
Like, you have to basically want this.
Mm-hmm.
But he is absolutely leveraging the job. It's just he's a shitty person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
君の代表作と言えるくらいに君にとって最高の役を
And this is what he says to everybody he's made at least 2 movies with this.
Please text Miyako.
あの場所に帰れる。
But I guess this is the commentary on the industry, right? Is because
Yeah, they're literally on the casting couch and everything.
it's because it ends up working, right?
私は
Yeah. Because she wants this, but not. Oh! Oh! Oh, Kana!
泣いちゃうくらい好きな人がいるんだ
Yeah.
どんな
Yeah.
人教えてよ
Yeah, we'll talk about you then. You know what? You need a drinking buddy right now.
All right, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh!
してない風なんですよ。いっつも忘れようと思って頑張ってるのに。うざすぎ、死ね。なんだあいつ。
I love this actually.
Okay.
This is great.
I needed this change.
Yeah.
そんな女は面白い
Oh, is he gonna cast her because she's able to draw upon that level
Yeah.
of
I
like
think she
anguish
might
and-
still get the job, but what I think is going to happen is that the other girl is going to be using this to do a publicity thing, right?
Oh no!
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
This episode made me so uncomfortable.
This
and then
episode,
it
yeah.
pivoted on a dime, and it's like, okay, thank goodness.
Wow.
So,
like, we went through and navigated so many,
Yes.
like, not just landmines, but really intense conversations and topics, and then ended up in a place where the worst kind of line of it is that Kana's gonna be done with Bikamachi, or at the very least, something is going to
she's going to be put through the ringer for sure.
She's going to get put through the ringer with the tabloids.
Right.
But that's not necessarily something that's going to be horrifically bad, because people will gossip about what they'll gossip about.
Well, and there's the possibility that she's not popular enough right now for it to actually be
even matter.
Hindering. In fact, it theoretically could help.
But what it could do, though, is it could tie in some ways back to the people that are popular around her, like Ruby.
Right, where then it's the, okay, you get cut from Bikamachi or something.
Yeah.
But I got to say, with the way that they took this, they had a lot of different layers of things that they were basically giving commentary on in this episode. Because I feel like this show, you've got the murder mystery and the all that stuff. And also, it's a
entertainment industry.
It's a vehicle to be able to talk about the entertainment industry, right?
From a lot of angles.
From a lot of angles. And so the idea of the rights that actors and idols and VTubers do or don't have, cool, yeah.
The difference between like what agency basically rules are based on what kind of entertainer you are.
The ridiculous level at which that can dictate your life. And the very idea that because of how the idol industry works, you're not supposed to have, like things like this are a scandal rather than just a, like, in the US it'd be like some shitty tabloid
puts you on the
in the aisle of a
page,
grocery store or whatever, and nobody really cares.
Nobody fucking cares.
And so I like how this all went down because, one, from the content side of things, I don't want to see the whole casting couch thing happen with Kana or any of these characters. I do not want that, right? That is more than what I am, like, wanting to delve into. So the fact that we bring it up as a topic, but then pivot away from it, cool. Awesome.
Right. We do need to basically, like, acknowledge that in a lot of ways this was one of the best ways that they could have done this, because
unrealistically good as far as
I was going to say not just unrealistically good. I was going to say like incredibly good, because on the one hand we brought in a character that, as the director point, he's not just a vehicle for exposition around this whole topic of actors and directors and guilds and all that. But he's somebody who will have staying power in the story because he has actual, not just ability, but he's got, like, really strong amounts of agency here. He's going to be making films and stuff.
Right.
Like, he's not going to get in trouble for this, because in a weird way, nothing bad happened here.
Right. He was absolutely doing something scummy, and there were some lines that were being crossed and all that. But a lot of the things that he was doing of, like, hey, just, like, I'm being upfront about what this is.
This is a trade.
It
is quid pro quo of the highest ethics violation variety, but you are not being forced into any of this.
You are not going to be forced into this. You do not have to do this. The thing that he didn't say was, if you still want to get the role, like the thing that he said of, I'm trying to, the things that he said of, I'm trying to really get to know the people that I would basically be, putting a lot of my career behind, right?
Oh, totally.
Which, on its own, in a vacuum, totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. The problem is the writers that come along with it. And so the idea that what I think is going to happen, she's still going to get the role because she basically was actually really vulnerable with him, and he feels like he does understand her, and so he knows the real emotions that are there that will then be able to be used in a project, right?
And what he's done in the past is probably this exact same thing. If we take him at face value, there's a lot of ways you could assume that once he got a little bit of success, he ramped up into doing this more, and he actually lied through his teeth.
Sure.
There's no actual real trade here, because again, it's not like he's actually having them sign a contract right there and be like, here's the job. No. No, this is all in the formative stages where he's leveraging his success and his position to basically come at this from a position of power and saying, no, you will want this because I can actually build your career from where it is right now into incredible places.
And the fact that, we have the detail drop of, like, yes, Kana is 18 now and all that stuff. So it's like, this is all kinds of gross with the targeted, vulnerable, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And okay,
and
I think,
and yet it is completely legal,
right?
Like there is
exactly
there is basically the discussion to be had that just because something is illegal, like in Japan, the agencies can do all that stuff,
right?
Because these people have no rights with regards to not just rights, but they have no protections within the structure of the industry to basically keep them from being exploited.
Sure.
Once they start signing on the dotted lines,
and,
you know.
And theoretically, if you want to have power dynamics in a relationship, sure, maybe that makes something more spicy. But the thing is that he didn't say, hey, if you don't want to do this, we can figure out other ways for me to be able to get to know you really well that don't involve anything physical, so that then I can still get effectively what I'm searching for.
He was selling.
Yeah.
He was basically saying, hey, this is the price for my product. If you don't want my product, that's fine. If you can't afford the price, if you don't want to pay the price here, that's fine.
No leveraging of retribution or something if you say no to him or anything.
But it would be stupid of the highest order to not bring up the litany, the massive list of things that are not being said, that are not being addressed, that could come from something like this.
The fact that this all happens as a result of deception, right? Like, you know, like
right.
Because the thing is, if you go up to somebody and you're like, hey, like, you know, where you're in your industry or whatever, and you're like, hey, you want to do business, I want to do business. I also want to, you know, I have no idea what kind of, you know, benefits beyond just, oh, hey, you're also, you know, fucking your coworker or whatever, you know, that go with something like this of like, we're both going to be really in each other's corner to try and pull all the whatever weird strings in show business to try and make each other succeed or something.
Well, so there's basically an unspoken blank, like, check here that's being brought up, which is like, oh, so it's just this one time?
Sure.
Are we going to be in some kind of private relationship where if you call, I have to show up because you could just recast me at any point? Is this some setup where for the next year of shooting, this is going to last? Is this something where for the rest of my life, if you want me for a role that even if it's a great role, I have to do it because otherwise you're going to, you know, use this against me in some way?
And even with anything that the person might say, you can't necessarily trust it.
Right.
And so and in fact, you shouldn't trust it in a situation like this.
In some ways, that's where I liked this scene a lot, was kind of basically being like, oh, I was right. This is a casting couch situation. Like, she expected this to be the case before she agreed to come to the office, you know?
Right, exactly.
Like, she was very aware, like, at that point, because, one, she's not drinking. She's lucid. She knows exactly what's going on. She sees that he's really good at talking, and he's very convincing in that regard. And so she likes hanging out with him.
Yeah.
But the idea of, like, and here's the hard ask, basically, where it's no, let's go back over here. As she's not showing up. But what you should then be questioning is not the why is he doing this? Well, let's on the surface assume he does want you for the role. Because it obviously he could just not want you for the role and he's just using you.
Right.
But let's for the sake of, you know, at least exploring what's possible here.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's any hard, like, oh, but we have to address this here. Okay, he also just is attracted to me. Okay, gotcha. Wait a minute. But the girl who basically conveniently set this up, what's her role in all this?
Yeah.
Did she know that this was exactly where this was going? Is she lying to me this whole time here? Thus, is she actually someone that you can trust with being aware that this is a dynamic that's being brought in?
Right.
Because then you're outnumbered. This isn't some like, the only game that's being played is with regards to the movie and the sex and what have you. It's she hired a photographer of like a tabloid or what have you to be there the morning, you know, after all this.
You could even theoretically
photos
say that the photos being
and have blackmail.
Is part of the retribution where it's the, you didn't do it. Right? Like,
Maybe.
And she
Maybe.
doesn't
Or
have any
it's-
way of
or it's
knowing
the-
if it's him.
It's irrelevant whether or not she does it.
Sure.
Whenever she leaves, they take the photos and they just run with it as it is.
Yeah.
There's no way that it's we did this. It's like,
Right.
no, this stuff happens. He's an
Yeah.
up-and-coming director. In fact, he's known for the casting
Right.
couch thing.
And-
so they always take photos. Didn't you know this? Like, oh my God.
And
yeah.
this is the other thing that I like with the fact that she didn't go through with the casting couch thing, which good job standing up for yourself, Kana.
Yeah, way to go.
And okay, cool. It actually ended there, and they ended up being able to talk about it and stuff. And seeing her like rant about Aqua, that was
Loved
wonderful.
that.
That was great, right?
It's something so like awesome about her voice actress. She's an absolute goat as far as voice acting
yeah.
goes. But when it's in the like angry, frustrated, like this is painful and it hurts, I just get completely immersed.
And so that makes me like that made me both much more like, okay, all right, everything's going to be fine with regards to this scene in particular. But then also, yeah, I think she actually is going to get the role, and I think she's going to do a great job, and she will actually be able to work with this guy and have it be okay.
Right.
The fact that nothing happened and the story is still going to be ran and it's going to absolutely fuck her over is another reason and bit of commentary on why the whole image for idols is bullshit.
Yes.
Because they can't even go to a situation where they do stand up for themselves or whatever, right? And to say nothing of the double standard, that this guy is not going to have any repercussions for it at all, right? Not really.
All right, because he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, exactly. It just highlights that bit of how everything that's going to come after this is bullshit.
Right. It's the kind of thing where there's a catch-22, and anybody that's been a content creator or in the public space in some way knows the power of this. The power of having things accounted, documented, recorded, what have you. If that's done, you then know, okay, cool, I have an immutable, objective perspective that shows what happened. Exactly.
Yep.
But all it takes is for a little bit of editing, a little bit of creativity, a little bit of initiative, and suddenly someone takes that objective reality and throws their subjective twist onto it, throws it to enough eyes as quickly as possible, and if you don't basically clear the story up quickly, which is why they brought up the whole thing with the VTuber setup here, is that it's too late. It's just done. Like there's very big examples that we can all think of with regards to YouTubers and streamers specifically, where it's like, that clip of that one streamer saying absolutely horrendous shit, and they're like, well, but that was 12 years ago. That was so long ago. It's like, they just whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, the way in which you're almost incentivized to both record everything and have your own
and
objective
and delete
view on
everything,
but then also delete everything.
Yep.
Or on the other side of things, go so full purist, say nothing slightly controversial, say nothing of your own opinion,
effectively.
to say nothing,
Yeah.
which is kind of what the idol industry is kind of promoting here, which is you're plastic, try to be immortal, don't basically give any vibes other than a smile and a sparkle in your eye.
Yeah.
And, fulfill the fantasy as long as possible until your shelf life is done and will
In 5 years, and hopefully you've made enough money by then.
No.
Or
No. You're not making money.
hopefully then you are still going to be able to go into something else that is lucrative.
Right. We'll give you the illusion of having some measure of control here. So in some ways, this episode was about control. It's you have people
trying to control you. You're trying to take control of your life back. Like, all sorts of things.
Right.
Yep.
And yet, the entertainment industry will win. that's the point almost of this episode, is that
Sure, because
you
it's-
can try and dance to it, but ultimately, the better you do in the entertainment industry, the more it sinks its teeth into you, basically.
Right, because there's like there's almost something where I feel like it goes into like fundamentals, right? Where
Oh, what do you mean? Yeah.
if you have a system that's big like that and a bunch of people go into the system,
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes, let's say, wanting the same or similar things, right? You are an artist or an actor or whatever, and you want to make a good product, right? The fact that things happen, the fact that people get chewed up, spit out, whatever, that all
Right, because there's
whatever-
fucked up people
because there's
basically
fucked up people
perpetuating the system.
perpetuating the system, right?
Yep.
Going into that when you are not familiar with the system, it's almost arrogant to think that the same thing will not happen to you, right? Because
see what you're
it's
saying.
it's what happened to other people too. And so, the idea of changing it, well, okay, let's say you succeed, you don't get chewed up by the system.
Well, that's not
So-
you changing it. That's just you avoiding.
Yeah, that's you basically
teeth.
managing to navigate the system safely.
You didn't
right?
necessarily change anything.
Yeah, you're not going to change it, right? Because
Yeah, in some ways, you kind of have to be somewhat out of the system and in the system a little bit in order to change things.
sure,
It's
right.
kind of how like retired actors, actresses, and performers and such actually end up having some of the best influence on changing the system, because they basically say, hey, look, I'm not financially tied to this
Yeah, I
anymore.
don't get my bread and
This
butter
is
from
the
that
shit
anymore."
that went down. And then it's up to us basically as people who are outside of it to go, okay,
Vote with
I
our
believe
dollars
you.
and-
Let's take
Yeah.
actually action based on this
Yeah.
info, and not do what is the typical response of people going, oh yeah, they're only saying this because they're out now. They're just
It's like, yes, that doesn't
that's,
make it
that's the point.
incorrect,
Yes.
yeah.
Right. Obviously, yes, there are people that lie, but the
Yeah.
amount of mental gymnastics I see people going through to be like, well, you shouldn't take their word for it because they're just getting back in a vengeful way at the people they didn't like,
Because-
and that's why they're out of it. And
Because
oh my
think-
god,
Because to think for an extended period of time about all the fucked up stuff that happens in the world
Yes.
is soul crushing.
It is.
It's draining.
It is
And
a
so it makes sense that people would not want to think about that, that they would want to basically turn a blind eye, ignore the evidence, ignore
how
whatever.
topical.
Yeah,
How
exactly.
topical.
Yeah, no, it's not because me literally being super depressed, yesterday, just because it's like thinking about all the shit going down, and it's like, well, fuck, right? Like wanting to stay informed so that way you're not just ignoring it,
or
but also,
you're actually aiding and abetting something.
yeah, exactly, because
awful or
you're
evil.
turning a blind eye, effectively.
Well,
right?
I was going to say, not just turning a blind eye. I feel like there's levels to this. There's
Sure.
ways in which we actually also end up unwittingly perpetuating systems,
Right.
because we're ill-informed.
Yeah, or because
Like-
you think that you can't make any change, right?
Right, exactly.
Like the idea that, outrage over things, is that going to change it in and of itself? No, but you can't get it without that. So,
Well, also, like-
that's where it starts.
Well, also, like getting passionate or outraged about something gets a lot of noise out there, and thus then people then like, wait, why are you
Yeah.
what's going on?
The fact
and
that
then
you're-
they get informed.
The fact that Kana's so pissed off about this whole thing going on with Aqua, yes, absolutely. Drink your,
Oolong
legally
tea.
distinct Coca-Cola, right?
yeah.
And rant about that. And yeah, this director, regardless of what we would say about him as a, general human being, he's on your side, right? Like, and hey, there you go. And as a result of that, maybe we'll get some change because you'll be thinking about it and you'll be like, you know what? Yeah, I am actually pissed off enough to do something, right? To actually confront Aqua about it and be like, what the fuck, man? This is pretty messed up.
Yeah, so we want our characters in this story to have agency.
Right.
It is basically kind of almost a play on words in a funny way, in that once they join an agency, they lose a lot of their agency.
Because they gave it to the agency.
They gave it to the agency.
Yeah.
So now we have a setup where a character might get to be free of that because of a controversy.
And I'm hoping that this is actually like the Kana's lucky break, effectively, even though it
Sure.
won't absolutely feel
feel
like that.
like it. No, it's gonna suck.
And given the level of bullshit that happens in the entertainment industry, and I feel like from the outside, I see from Japanese entertainment industries in general, where there's so much like reputation-based
Ageism. Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the things he brought up basically,
Right.
was that basically there's almost a conservative element of like, oh, you're not one of the big named people.
Yeah,
or
you're
what
not
have
going
you.
you're not going to have
Like,
a
Hollywood has-
guaranteed marketability.
Hollywood has
basically.
that too. It's
Right.
just something where we definitely do have more, I would say, like unions and
Right, there's a lot
individual
more
representation and protections. Yeah.
Right. And so I'm thinking that even though there is the
But it still just as
possibility
bad.
that things could eventually go well, it might just not, right?
Sure.
Like, and it's just, okay, Kana got chewed up and spit out. That's one of the threads cut, from the OP. You know?
Yeah, and then meanwhile, on the other side of things, we've got Akane just like, I'm going to do this. And then she has a great phone call with Aqua of like, no, I'm not going to make decisions for you.
Yeah, you got to choose.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
not going to take away your agency.
Right.
This is about like
And so-
people. It's so wild. I love the writing of this show so much, in that
Yep.
we have literal people just constantly willing to give up control or agency when realizing that a lot of their problems are because of people
Yeah.
taking advantage of their willingness to give up their agency and control.
Yep.
It's I think a really powerful thing as a message also, because there's a lot of this show that could feel very doom and gloom, and that it's not a very hopeful show in some
No.
ways. But I think that there's a good message here for young people specifically. I say that like I'm not young, but that you have so much agency. You have so much agency beyond you could even imagine.
Yeah, it's way more than you think.
Well, also just as technology improves,
yeah,
as we become more connected as a society, as you as an individual become not just the individual soul, human, philosophical worldview and all that you are, experiences, memories and all that, the idea that you are almost by definition connected to groups and other people, even if you are as isolated as possible, like there's so much that can be done just with one person saying like, hey, come with me, let's go work and build on something. And that's where this whole fucked up world of the entertainment industry is it's so twisting something so amazingly impressive, because it's the desire to create that is where the entertainment industry gets all these amazing, cool, creative, artistic, powerfully inspired people to come in with all this agency, and then they're like, yes, now we will monetize you and create systems around you, just giving up all that control so that you can have your dream.
Right. We know exactly why Kana would have said yes.
Yes,
In fact,
exactly.
she was going to. She was in the process of that, and then she realized just that she couldn't.
That-
right? And so yeah. This was a phenomenal episode. I'm so glad it pumped the brakes, because
Well, it's a better story that way.
yeah, it is.
It's a better story that
it
way.
It legitimately is. Yeah.
It's a better story that way, because we know, and like we know this is a literal rampant problem, and we don't have the concrete data to even know whether this is getting better or worse with how vocal people have been in the last
most
many
shit
years.
like this goes unreported.
Well, or just it's unethical and consensual.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. It's the thing of where if this had happened, this would not have been illegal necessarily, but it would have been extremely unethical.
Yeah.
And yet Kana would have gotten the job. She would have been in this fucked up relationship maybe.
And there is
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Oh, go. What do you want to say?
There is a possibility that one of the contributing factors for Kana not going through with it is not entirely just because narratively it's better and all that stuff, and like all of the good stuff that we got into, right?
Yeah.
But it also might be because the creator maybe knew that the fan response to Kana might shift based on whether she went along with it.
Wow.
Which is the very thing and the bullshit that's being talked about in the episode.
Right, the parasocial dynamic that we have with the characters in this fictional story.
Yeah.
I do believe that the creator of this, because they're the same creator as Kaguya Love is War.
Right.
I don't believe that they are so wrapped up in that they wouldn't be willing to basically do something that would aggravate the fans to tell a very spicy story. If anything, I feel like in some ways they're prone to that in somewhat of an unfun kind of way at times.
Sure. Yeah.
But I just
Yeah. This was a wonderful episode.
was a
I'm
wonderful
very
episode.
curious to see how the next episode goes.
yeah, and also just this season. This is
Yeah.
this is just a reminder. I keep forgetting in the gaps in between these seasons here, but Oshi no Ko as an anime, as a story, just has really, really powerful human characters
Yep.
in it, and getting to see them all interact with each other or getting the focus kind of shifted around them just reminds me how much I love ensemble kind of stories in this regard,
Yes.
where it's not as limited and restricted by being like, well, Aqua is the one that wants to kill some,
Right.
somebody, and or Ruby is the sister and also
Yeah.
is one of the people that
Got
got
reincarnated,
reincarnated.
yeah.
So we'll only really focus on them at the story, and the other characters kind of exist just to prop them up. In some ways, it's just storytelling has gotten better and better, and this is just really, really fun.
Yep.
But all right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You got on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel, see if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb,
I'm Jacob.
and we'll see you all next time.